Welcome back to Financially Sparkling. I'm Financial Coach Sparkle, aka Karma Soleil, and this is my free course where I teach you to fire in your finances and to sparkle in your life. So, get your notebooks and let's get into today's topic. So today's topic is about health savings accounts, what they are and do we need them? So I have mentioned J.L. Collin's book, The Simple Path to Wealth, in the first episode of Financially Sparkling, and I recommended that you all read this book to have a basic understanding of your financial life. So today I will be diving deeper into one of the many topics he spoke about, health savings accounts. So I've got my notes here right in front of me and I'm going to read through them because I want to try to make this as easy as possible for you all to comprehend. And if you have any other additional questions, please write them down below in the comments so that I can answer them for you. I want to clear up any kind of confusion as much as possible. So let's start talking about health savings accounts. Simply said, a health savings account, or an HSA, is a savings account for your healthcare expenses with some benefits. It's a type of savings account that you add your pre-tax money to. In other words, you add your gross income money to this to pay for your qualified medical expenses. Now, your qualified medical expenses will be written in your insurance plan. For example, some plans will cover eye care and some don't. Some plans cover therapy and some don't. So these are qualified medical expenses based on whatever HSA insurance plan that you have. So you can use your pre-tax money, this money that's in your HSA, to pay for your deductibles, your co-payments, your co-insurance, your routine medical costs, and you may be able to reduce your out-of-pocket costs for other healthcare expenses. In general, you normally cannot use an HSA to pay your health insurance premium. Now, your premium is that monthly service fee that you pay to the health insurance company that we all can't seem to get out of. That's your premium. An HSA account goes wherever you go. So it is not dependent upon being employed by a company. It's yours. You do have yearly contribution and catch-up contribution limits that increase yearly. So this means that if you want to continue contributing and putting more money into this savings account, you can only do that up to a certain amount of money. And next year it will increase the amount of money that you can add into your account. It's always important to read your insurance plans, their benefits, and their restrictions. So let's talk about who HSAs are for. Well, these are good for anyone who also wants a tax-efficient health care coverage for medical expenses, and for people that have an HSA eligible high deductible health plan, the HDHP. Now, a high deductible health plan is often a health plan that includes the marketplace plans that has a higher deductible and a lower monthly premium. This means you would need to pay first before your insurance company starts to cover your medical costs. However, if you have a high deductible health plan and some money in your HSA will pay your deductible, thereby making the qualified medical expense completely free for you. So you see how this kind of works all together if you know what to do and how to do it. An HSA may earn interest or other earnings which are not taxable. Banks, credit unions, and other financial institutions offer HSAs. Shop around. So another option are the Health Flexible Spending Accounts, the HFSA. The Health flexible spending accounts are similar to an HSA with a few differences. With a health flexible spending account, you use the money or you lose it. It does not roll over into the next year for you to use toward qualified expenses. It is also an account owned by your employer. If you have not enrolled in COBRA, the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, continuation of health coverage, wow, that's a mouthful. That's why we call it COBRA. So if you have not enrolled into COBRA, all of the money in your health flexible spending account will stay with your employer. Although if you have enrolled with COBRA, you will keep your money. With your health flexible spending account, you are not required to have a high deductible health plan, but you also don't earn interest in your account like you do with an HSA. Both of the health flexible spending accounts and HSA accounts are funded by you and or your employer's contributions. There are other variations of a health flexible spending account for you to research to find out which one is best for your own personal situation. Now, I just mentioned 2 separate healthcare accounts, and you might be wondering, do I really need to do this? So let's talk about the pros and cons to help you decide, do I want a health savings account or a health flexible spending account, or do I need this? Well, let's talk about the benefits and the cons. So the benefits of a HSA, it's a tax advantage account. So deposits from you and or your employer are federally tax-free and pre-tax. So as long as you are using the funds for qualified medical expenses, your withdrawals are tax-free. Another benefit, no non-medical penalty after the age of 65. So the non-medical expenses you have from 65 and older are taxed, but you won't have to pay the tax penalty. Unlike a health flexible spending account, your balance in an HSA will roll over every year regardless of how much you've used or contributed. So basically, you never lose your money in an HSA account. There is also no minimum deposit required to open an HSA. Next, you can invest it. You can invest your balance into stocks, bonds, and other securities, and the earnings are tax-free that you can use towards your qualified medical expenses. Check with your HSA provider to learn if you need to have a minimum balance in order to begin investing. So this is where you can start to think, okay, so everything I put into this HSA will be tax-free as long as I am using it to pay for my health needs. So if you are someone who has a health condition and you're constantly spending money on medical expenses, this would be helpful for you because you can invest the money, and whatever money you make based off of the stocks and securities that you've invested in while your money's sitting there, you can use that money for your health care expenses. So these are one of the main draws to having an HSA account. You can also take the account with you no matter where you work. It's yours, just like a normal bank account as well. It's yours. You get your own card as well. And you can use it to pay for these expenses. It can be used to pay for qualified medical expenses of your spouse and your dependents. So it's not just for you, it's for your spouse and who you take care of. It can also be used to offset the Medicare plan premiums after retirement, but not with Medigap or Medicare supplement policies. Certain taxes and fees may apply for that. And you can make payment transfers easily. So those are all of the benefits of an HSA. Let's talk about the cons of an HSA. So one of the cons is that they don't cover your monthly or your yearly health insurance premium fee. Now there could be some exceptions if you are unemployed, but you will always have to pay that monthly fee to have your health insurance provider. So the next con is the non-medical 20% tax penalty that's imposed and income taxed by the IRS before age 65. So the reason for this is because the money that is not used towards qualified medical expenses is seen as taxable income. So if you're not using this money to pay for your health expenses, then it's just like anything else in your life that they want to tax. So they charge a penalty for that if you do that. Now, it's a con, but if it's a con that you're okay working with, then it's not that big of a deal. But it is something to be aware of. Next is if you forget to stop your health savings account contributions 6 months before taking your Social Security payments, you may need to pay tax penalties. All right, so this is right before you're getting ready to retire or to start taking out your Social Security payments to provide for your living expenses. So you need to make sure that the timing is aligned, because they will tax you on penalties any way they can if you're not in alignment. Next, if you are a dependent on someone else's tax return, you can't own an HSA. So sorry for those of you that are dependents of someone who's claimed as a dependent, you can't have an HSA. Not all stores accept HSA cards, so you will have to get a reimbursement from your HSA. This is just more admin and paperwork for you to do. And the last is the cutoff age for contributions is 65 years old. So you can't contribute to an HSA after you've reached the Medicare age of 65. So if you're younger than 65, start now, because you can't start one after 65. Now let's talk about, do we need them? So you don't need to have one, but I would recommend getting an HSA to receive the most benefits if you already qualify for an account. If you don't qualify for an HSA, no problem. A low deductible plan might be the best option for you while you invest separately. The most important thing is to have the healthcare plan that works best for you and your family. If you decide to get an HSA and maximize your benefits, you will enjoy reaping the rewards of a savings account that will save you in an emergency. So story time. I had an HSA account in the past, and it really did help me out with my medical bills after I got laid off and I was in between jobs. So I would say that, in my opinion, an HSA is a good long-term healthcare option to have. I was actually happy I had money in that account to pay for my medical expenses. So you may need to pay taxes on your non-medical purchases with the HSA funds after age 65, but if you have saved and invested enough of your money in your HSA account, this can work out in your favor to aid you in your retirement. So many people have used an HSA account in addition to their 401k and or IRA. Even if you don't do anything but contribute to your HSA account consistently, it will always be there for you when you need it. You can CYA with an HSA. Well, CYA is cover your ass. You can cover your ass with an HSA. So check with your employer and or healthcare provider to see if they offer health saving account options with their health insurance plans. You may be able to get some advantages. So let me list some high deductible health plan insurance options for HSAs to get you started. Now there is healthcare.gov. You can just follow some of the prompts to see the options available to you in your area. There's the Fidelity Investments Health Savings Account, Aetna Health Savings Account, Cigna Health Savings Account, Independence Blue Cross. So that's it for today, but you can find all of this information on my website in my blog. The link is in the description below. everything is free except my time, which means if you need more help and financial guidance and assistance, I do offer one-on-one consultations at affordable low costs via Fiverr. So until next time, keep sparkling